are talking about Exodus chapter 14, verses 21 through 31. And we're recapping with something that we talked about earlier this year. Does anyone remember the story I talked about with Moses and the 10 plagues? Anybody? No? You don't remember the 10 plagues? Remember, so Joseph moved his entire family to Egypt, and they were held captive by the king of Egypt, the Pharaoh, for about 400 years. So the people of Israel, they were all slaves in Egypt for 400 years. And then eventually, God decided to show the 10 plagues to all of Egypt with very terrible disasters that were happening, such as frogs appearing in people's houses, the entire sea, all the fishes in the sea were dying, and then, had a really bad stench. And then the Pharaoh eventually gave up and said, okay, God, okay, Moses, you can take your people of Israel back. Now do you remember? Good. So we are talking about this again. So this part of the Bible is after the 10 plagues have ended. And then the Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, he's like, okay, I think God is real now. I believe in this. So I think it's time for me to let go of these Israelites and have them go back home. However, the Pharaoh, he started to regret his decision. He's like, oh no, did I just make a huge mistake? So then he decided to send all of his army in what they call chariots in the Bible. So chariots are like horses, people riding horses, and they have a carriage on the back. And he sent thousands and thousands of people to chase after all these Israelites. And then the Israelites, they had nowhere to go. They were being led by, does anyone know who they were being led by? Yes, Peyton? Yes. Moses, very good. So, and then Moses heard this voice from up in the heavens, and God was telling Moses, just put your hands up in the air like this with your staff. And if you do that, the Red Sea will be divided in half. And then there will be an entire walking path for all the Israelites to go back to Israel. So let me ask you, Jaden, do you like Marvel movies? Who is your favorite Marvel superhero? Mine's Spider-Man. How about yours?
Iron Spider.
Iron Spider. Wow. Okay. So right now, let's say you heard a voice from God in heaven, and God said, Jaden, I want you to climb that wall right now. And God said, don't worry, I'll give you all the powers of the Iron Spider. You can start climbing a wall like a spider. Would you believe in God?
Maybe.
Why don't you try right now? Why don't you climb that wall? Yeah, but yes, so that's very good. That is the type of attitude we need to have. When God tells us to do something, maybe you'll hear the voices in your head. Just give your 100% trust in God. As long as we believe in God, everything will be okay. So let me share a story of one time I had to put my 100% full trust in God. As all of you know, I am a terrible procrastinator. I always do things at the very last moment, and I have another confession to make. I'm very bad with time management too. So, it goes hand in hand with procrastination, but I always do things the last minute. So, this is a little secret. I've actually never missed a flight, an airplane flight in my life. Has anyone ever missed an airplane flight? Oh, you have? Wow. So people have missed their airplane flights. Me, I've been a very, very lucky person. I've never missed a flight, even with my terrible management and procrastination. So this is a story of when a couple of years ago, I was in Korea with my friend, and we had to go back. We had to fly back to the U.S. So this was our last day there. We stayed at a hotel around Myeongdong, and we had to go to Incheon International Airport that day. My friend and I, we're both terrible with our time. Actually, he's worse than me. So there's someone who has worse time management than I do. But I don't know, we got up late, we had breakfast, we were just wasting so much time. And then we had to take the train, the Seoul Metro from Myeongdong to Seoul Station. But then we were in such a rush. We're like, oh my God, we're gonna miss our plane. And it turned into an action movie, like a real life action movie. You know when the hero, the main story hero, he's chasing after the bad guy, and dramatic music plays, and then the subway door opens, and then he jumps into the subway, and then the door closes. This was us for about 3 hours. We were like running from station to station, down the stairs, up the stairs. The door opens. We're like, oh my God! And then we like jump into the subway. Our hands barely made it into the subway, and then we went to Seoul Station, and from Seoul Station, we gotta take the KTX. And you know, the KTX station, there are so many escalators, you know? Anyone who's been to Seoul Station, if you have to take the KTX, you have to go down like 6 different escalators, and they're like so steep, like this. So we're like running down every single KTX escalator, and so let me tell you, we were 30 minutes late. So our flight already took off. Yeah. However, there's a happy ending. I was already ready to tell the ticketing agent, okay, we missed your flight. How much money do we have to pay to take the next plane? And then at this time, you know, the entire KTX ride, I was like praying to God. I'm like, God, please be on my side. I believe in you 100%. And then the ticketing agent said, the flight got delayed. The flight is in 2 hours. Take your time. And we're like, oh my God. So, of course, I took the time to pray to God again. I was like, God, thank you so much for always being on my side. I will never be this bad with time management again. So that is the proper attitude that we need to have. Now, jumping back to this story, it's not all about me. So the people who were being led by Moses, they told him, what have you done to us by bringing us out of Egypt? It would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in the desert. So these people were not trusting God. However, once they saw that miracle in the Red Sea, they fully began to believe in God. And once all the Israelites crossed the Red Sea once again closed, and then all the people of Egypt who tried to go after them, they died. They drowned in that sea. So everyone, let's try to have the same type of attitude by believing in the Lord, even times when we think it's impossible to accomplish something. As long as we believe in God, everything will be okay. Amen?